The What to Read Next podcast helps you build a TBR of future favorite books. In each episode, Lori and Maine interviews authors and book influencers to recommend books they loved for you to pick up today. If you're an avid reader, always looking for your next great read, then the show's for you. Hi, Alyson. Hi, Rachael. Welcome to What to Read Next podcast.
Hi.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
So happy to have you both. So tell us what you've been up to. Yeah.
Lately, we just got back from Alyson's parents where we moved a 16-foot shuffleboard table, which was no easy feat.
I didn't help much, but it looked heavy. But yeah, just bigger than that. We've just been working on She Gets the Girl promo stuff.
Release coming up.
Yeah. I just turned in the second draft of my solo book that's coming out in 2023. It's called Forget Me Not.
Congratulations.
So Thank you.
It's real good.
I can imagine. So for those who are not familiar, how do you two meet? And tell us about your relationship before writing,
Definitely.
Yeah. So we took a class at Pitt with Siobhan Vivian, who is a YA author.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called Ready If Lit. And it was two sections, 2 consecutive semesters. And we actually didn't talk at all during that time.
We were in separate workshop groups, but we were always kind of facing opposite directions, but right next to each other.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Then
I was invited to a party at Alyson's house a little bit after the second semester of that class, and we became really close really fast over the course of about a month.
Yeah.
And and the rest is kind of history.
I was going to say the rest is history. So I love that you meet at a writing workshop and then you end up writing together. So what's the process of writing this book together?
Yeah, it was definitely a real dream come true.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It
was a lot of fun. It was the story, at least the first sort of version we wrote of it a little more closely followed how we actually met. So that was really fun to kind of rehash all that while we were coming up with the outline.
Yeah, just kind of relive all of those old memories.
Yeah.
And then we had actually Siobhan Vivian, who was our teacher, the class that we met in. We kind of sent it to her. We were like, how's this sound? Is this any good? Do you think we actually have something here? And she was like, it's too boring. So it's always great to hear about your own personal life, but no, it was good. So we obviously made the story a little bit more interesting and had, I think, a lot of fun doing that and building out the characters and their lives.
We made the characters butt heads a lot more than we never butt heads in the beginning. We were just friends right off the bat, but that helped the story a lot, I would say.
Yeah, I love this. So your personal life is too boring, and the reality is you think about your book. It's we need to hide the conflict, we need the drama, we need the tea, we need something.
Absolutely. Yeah. Instead of just us walking around and eating froyo and just hanging out and falling in love, which I thought it was a good story.
It's definitely a lot more juicy now though.
Definitely.
So speaking of the book, tell us about She Gets a Girl. What is the book all about?
Yeah, She Gets the Girl is a lesbian romantic comedy about 2 girls teaming up to help one another get the respective girls of their dreams and falling in love with each other instead.
It's set during freshman year of college. It's got enemies to allies to lovers. It's very slow burn, I would say.
I agree.
A ton of banter, and we also did slip a couple of more serious topics in there, alcoholism and internalized racism.
But I feel at its heart, we really wanted to kind of capture that 90s, 2000s, classic rom-com feel. And that was really our intention. And we grew up on that. So we just definitely wanted just a sapphic book with that vibe.
Yeah. Also their sexuality is never at the center of the story. There's no homophobia. No one's coming out of the closet or stuck in the closet. It really is just a love story.
I love this. I love that you're bringing joy. And you bring in a non-issue, it's just, it is what it is, so that's amazing. I love rom-coms, and 90s rom-coms are the best.
Definitely.
There's something to be said. 1999 and 2000, they're a great year for rom-coms. So
for sure. I always go back to those ones.
So what are you working next? So Alyson, you mentioned you have a book coming out in 2023, and Rachael, what are you working on?
I have nothing announced as of now. So nothing to talk about just yet, but I'm working.
Sounds good. You're writing your words. It's all good.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And so what are you currently reading?
I haven't started it yet, but I just got The Silent Patient by, oh gosh, don't make me say
Alex Nicolaides, I think it
Thank
is.
you.
There we
Yes.
go. Perfect.
Yeah. We did a Instagram live and I was reading Verity by Colleen Hoover at the time,
Yep.
and somebody suggested that I read this next. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. And I'm currently reading Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. I really love just like fantasy books. I think I'm a huge fan of reading them. I haven't written any yet, and I'm not sure if I will, but it's just cozy and low stakes high fantasy, which is one of my favorite things. It's about like this orc that wants to quit their barbarian business to open up a coffee shop. And it's got great vibes. The cast of characters is great. There's a sapphic romance, and I'm having just such a blast reading it.
I love this. And a coffee shop and a fantasy novel.
I know. It's so good. And yeah, I totally recommend it. It has the best vibes, and it's so cool when like everybody's trying their like little lattes for the first time. I like actually just like kept going to the coffee shop like last week because I was reading it.
Oh my gosh, that just makes me crave some coffee shop time. So thank you.
I hear you.
Awesome. Do you have any books you recommend our listeners to pick up?
Yeah. So the book I always recommend is The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily Danforth. That is my favorite book of all time. I would say like it definitely has the best first chapter I've ever read.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I know you would agree.
Oh, such good writing.
Yeah.
Such impeccable writing.
That was the first like lesbian, I think, book I've ever read. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was pretty late. Like I read it maybe my junior year of college.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, sophomore year. But yeah, that would be my first recommendation.
That's cool. I feel like I always talk about this book more than any of my own books, but We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. Such a huge fan. Also just got a new paperback release along with a bunch of other Nina LaCour books. So I am waiting for my stack of new covers to arrive. But yeah, I'm just a huge fan of also quiet books. You know, I think maybe that's why I also love Legends and Lattes so much. I really like quiet books. And it's essentially just like a girl in her dorm room watching the snowfall and drinking tea and, you know, healing from grief and processing heartbreak. And it's one of my favorite books for sure. Yeah.
I mentioned Verity by Colleen Hoover earlier.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend that. I really like thrillers and like darker books, and it definitely had a couple scenes that like gave me the creeps.
I love it. Yeah, that book is just like crazy banana crazy out of fact and the twist and the stuff. And you're like, what am I reading?
Yeah, I really liked it.
So if you like some thrillers, you should look at Alex Feeney. She does write some twisty, some messed up books, you know.
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Also scrawling the name.
Write it down.
Yeah, she has like, I think Sometimes I Lie is another one. Similar vibe. It came out before Verity, I think. Just an interesting. She's in a coma. So
okay. Yeah, similar
vibe. Yeah.
Oh, I'll check it out. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, tell us where we can find you both online.
You can find me at Rachael Lippincott on Instagram, at RCHLLIPP on Twitter, and you can find the both of us on TikTok at Alyson and Rachael.
And I am just on Instagram and or TikTok. My Instagram handle is at whoisalyson anyway.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. Yeah. Definitely. Alyson has a new recommendation. So I know she's excited about that.
I'll have to get it ordered.
If you enjoyed this podcast, feel free to share with friends, subscribe, rate, and review the show. This is the easiest way to support the podcast. Today's episode's partner is Libra FM. If you're an audiobook listener, then you should add Libra FM as your go-to source for paid audiobooks. Libra FM makes it possible for you to buy audiobooks through your local bookstore. Memberships start at $14.95, and they also have great sales for women's audiobooks each month for $3.99, thanks to the Kiss Club. To sign up for Libra FM, please visit whattoreadnextblog.com/LibraFM. You will receive a free audiobook when you sign up for a monthly subscription. If you purchase a subscription through our link, you will be supporting the podcast at no cost to you. The What to Read Next podcast is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. Please visit frolic.media/podcast to discover new shows to tune in. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.